And hero of our nation.
Quiet in the studio, please. Mr. Johnson, can we do you in five, four, three,
I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was going Roger Ranch. I was going Captain America throws his mighty. Anyway, yo, it's the old heads sitting here having a good time. My brothers hanging out. It's specialty over here, Ed Lyles, breaking it down the truth of how I've been sold a bill of goods and believed in the dream of America, and how basically I'm out of my mind, but my man gonna keep it real with me, and we're gonna keep it going. So I was basically saying that I'm starting to feel good. Look, everybody wants the same thing, don't they? Everybody wants a happy end. Everybody wants to, have a good time and believe in goodness. But look, things are so hard in the world. Sometimes I guess we pacify ourselves with the dreams of things that aren't even true. But I started talking about the idea that there's some sort of American dream, or that there is a dream of what America could be, despite the reality of how treacherous America can be. And you started saying how that basically
Yeah,
America wasn't founded on any kind of goodness. What we
we're
saying?
we're a mentally ill and mentally disturbed country. The slave master abused the slave, and we're suffering from that right up here until today. And you see it every walk of life. It's just like you leave the house and you driving in your car and the cops pull up behind you. There's a knot getting your ass tight enough to make a diamond out of coal. Why is it like? But if I was a white guy, I wouldn't feel like that.
Right.
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 And so we're constantly suffering from this. You can go to Iraq and be in a war for 6 months and come back cuckoo as fuck because you saw some shit that your mind couldn't handle. 4 or 5 months. We've suffered through this our entire life.
Okay,
And
that's
the stress and strain of slavery, like the term motherfucker. You know what a motherfucker is, don't you?
I'm assuming it's a motherfucker.
The term motherfucker came from if your mother was the biggest slave on the plantation and you was the biggest, healthiest man on the
Come on,
plantation,
man.
they put a bag over your head and you would fuck your mother. That's the term motherfucker.
Come on, dude.
I'm telling you. If you don't believe me, look it up.
I believe you because you said it. Shit.
You know what fucking breaking the buck mean, don't you?
Yeah.
So just imagine.
What does it mean?
Slaves would get out of line, so they want to teach the slave, especially the men, the black men, that if you get out of line, this is what's going to happen to you. They'll tie the biggest, blackest man they had down, and the slave masters would fuck them in the ass, breaking the buck. So they set a warning out to you niggas. You ever get out of line, if we can take the biggest nigga and fuck him like this, just imagine what we'll do to you. So this shit is real. This is stress. I'm talking, it never happened to me, but
Yeah,
I'm telling it to you. And now, fast forward to today, you got more black men in prison than there was and kept during slavery. And think what they doing in prison.
All right, hold up. Let me go back. All right, so, man, right?
Yeah.
So, so first thing you were saying is,
But I know you want to hug and kiss and everything's cool. You know,
Look,
you
the first thing you were
skipping
saying-
down the street with a Muslim girl. Fine, okay.
look,
And that's
hold
bullshit.
on,
No,
hold
you
on.
know what? And that's bullshit too, because I don't have no problem with no immigrants. But all these motherfuckers come here, they don't want no part of America. They want the education, they want the money.
Oh, then leave.
They won't even fuck with no niggas like you, like us.
All right,
They
No.
gonna get all the money and all this other stuff and come here and live better than us, and we've been here all along. I hear this shit all the time.
look. So I'm getting to where you're getting at. Okay, so the first thing you had said was, if someone goes to war and they see something that's basically disturbing to their mind, the mind gets broken, and thus they come back with PTSD and what have you, and that's natural. We expect that now, finally, we expect that people have mental illness after having seen war, when really, we should have been worried about people who come back after war and have no problems the whole time. Like, you come back and see some devastating shit, it's supposed to fuck you up. And you come back and it don't fuck you up, we need to fucking put you under observation and find out why didn't that shit fuck you up? You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. But if you look at that on one hand, but then, so a short-term amount of abuse and how it breaks the mind. The idea that, you have slave masters and slavery and 400 years of oppression and generational oppression that's happened for generations and generations, then it's obvious that that should have that much more of a detrimental effect.
Yes.
And that much more PTSD. So it's no surprise that we're struggling with so fucked up, and so fucked up that here you are talking about the truth of how treacherous it is, and here I am, blinded, trying to be, hugs and kisses. But really,
All right, let me touch that. Let me touch that. See how y'all talk about post-traumatic stress and all that from going to war?
yeah.
You gotta look at it through my eyes also. What about post-traumatic stress from being in the street life?
That's what you said.
No. Right.
You're adding to that.
Yeah, I'm adding to it.
Add to the cipher, brother. Add to the
I'm adding
cipher.
to it the fact that it's a lot of like kids who were what they call crack babies,
Mm-hmm.
who
Yeah.
actually grew up with so much like treachery and backstab, connivery that they just watched, never asked, never said I want to learn that, but it was just forced on them.
Groomed by that.
And then they become old enough to cross the street, and that's what we seeing right now in Chicago.
Shit.
Yeah, they
Chicago,
don't have.
Buffalo,
They don't have no. They
all
don't have
over the
no.
fucking
No, but
Right.
it's just on front page of Chicago. It's going on everywhere, but they want to point that out like that's the problem. But
And they don't have no remorse. And part of their brain is shut down due to the chemical dependence.
See, that's that fucked up shit right there too, because on one hand, for some of us things are better, despite. One day I was in the store, right?
What thing is who's better? Who's living better?
I'm not saying we live in this
Because
great.
you won, you're a bat of an eye from getting your ass
Thank you.
beat
You're
the
right.
fuck
That's what I'm
down.
about to tell you.
It was like the guy that was driving his caddy. The cops, they was just on a manhunt that night. This guy
Right.
don't even have a parking ticket. They pulled this guy from the car, beat the shit out of him,
Right.
planted drug. He
I'm
was
about to say
looking
the
for
same shit
15
you
years
said.
in prison.
I'm
He
about
was,
to say the
he was
same
a
shit.
lead singer
Look.
in the choir church.
Right.
How you gonna go to prison for 15 years? Ain't
This is what
got
I'm
shit
saying.
wrong.
This is what I'm saying. I was in the store the other day, and this dude was talking about he had his little daughters with him, and he was talking about having going to go see his brother in prison, and he was all proud about bringing his brother some Jordans in prison, talking about how his daughters got to see their uncle and whatever. And I was just like, man, that's fucked up that little babies is going to prison. Like, why is that going on? But I thought in that moment, but for the grace of God go I. And it's only because things have worked out for me, fortunately, that I'm not in that same damn situation. It just goes back to that same joke, like, what do you call the first black man that does this? Like, look, no matter, that's the same shit that I hate to be quoting Don King, but when he did the Spike Lee thing with Mike Tyson walking on the beach back in the day. If you're educated, just be an educated nigga. Like, that whole thing, like, the way the society looks at us is fucked up. But how do we go on if there's no hope, man?
Hey, we've been trying since we first hit the shores of the Americas, man.
But we only keep going because we have hope that we can have a place where, we can have a little bit of land, and raise our kids right, and,
Hopefully
man,
somehow
dude.
things will get better. Somehow, hopefully.
But they're getting better. But
We'll
they're getting
never
better
see
for
it.
some of us a little bit better. But here's the problem: at the same time, we're abandoning those behind us. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for those of us, like, I'm talking about me. Like, I'm gonna live on the west side where it's a little bit more comfortable, a little less drama. Like, so am I running away from the hood, or people who, let's say, some of our homies may live like, in Kenmore, or some of our homies may live in Grand Island. Are we running away from the hood, or is that just what you got to do to survive? I mean, I don't know, man. We so broken. Oh shit.
But you have to also look at it. Hey, you work hard to live where you live.
Right.
You deserve to live where you live because you work to be there. And the brother and his family that live in Kenmore, they got better schools out there in Kenmore
Right.
than the inner city. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's also, you should be in a situation where when you can, if you can, reach back and help somebody else that's in
Right.
a bad situation. That's what I feel.
Right. But so what I'm saying is that so if we are trying to help those people who not those people, we're trying to help people who may not have come where we've come. The only message we can tell them is there's a message of hope. But if we go out there talking about this country was founded on making sure you're oppressed and you're gonna be oppressed, and gonna make sure you're gonna be oppressed, there's nothing in that message that's inspiring to have anybody.
But they want the goody two shoe, but you got to look at the reality of it. Reconstruction, we was about to outdo the
Right.
white man. We didn't have, because we couldn't go to the white man for clothes, money, loans, banks,
We're
anything.
becoming self-sufficient.
We were going to be self-sufficient. We were making trade connections with France, Italy, and
So when you said we're gonna outdo the white man, you meant we were gonna go past it. We were gonna need them as much, which is what you were trying
we
to say.
wasn't going to need them at all.
Right. So we were.
And so
yeah,
it's
right.
like, hey, they took a step back. It's like, hey, they're on the verge of having a society that's better than ours. So if we take Reconstruction away from them, we're putting them right back where they got when they first got off the boat.
Right.
They will always need us. Black people don't have shit in this country. Nothing. When shit goes wrong, all the preachers go up there to
We
the
got
white.
less than enough.
The preachers go up there. When the white man wants something, he go get a lobbyist and they go make it happen. The black preachers go up there and hopefully they'll get a crumb off the table.
You know what fucked me up, man? Somebody was just telling me, like, the idea that black people talk about having, having unity or needing unity, right? And one of my white friends was saying, white people don't have unity, and the idea, like, maybe white folks don't need unity, like, because
They're part of
because
the
they're
power
identified,
structure.
identified as a unit in a position of supremacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like in your office. We're all a team, but I'm quite sure there's been a situation be like, I'm the only nigga in the room. I know you didn't have that thought at your office, right?
Man.
Oh, have you?
So come on, man. It's obvious.
And then when you're at work in a work situation, a couple brothers huddled together talking, you hear look at white people looking out of the corner of their eye. Oh, these niggas about to, ooh.
You know what's funny you
These
say
niggas
that, though, Ed, but here's the funny thing, man. But like, dude, like, oppression, though, is that bullshit, because we had this contest once in my company, right? And we were supposed to write commercials. And this one commercial was that this one group had done was for an Asian restaurant, a Thai restaurant. And this is how the commercial went. This is our #1 Chinese restaurant, #1 place to get. And like, so we're sitting there going, me and two other white people working there, like, that commercial was racist as a motherfucker, right? And the other people in the room were like, what do you mean? What do you mean, what do I mean? But like, it was mind-boggling how there's people who can identify the fact that racist shit is bullshit. And the idea that the things that separate us are all illusions. And whether you're Jewish or you're Muslim, that we're all just people. And that uniting is the only hope for all of us. That's why I don't mean to be on those Shangri-La, let's hold hands and sing Kumbaya kind of moment. I'm just saying that, man, love is way better than hatred and way better than division. And that by us uniting and saying, just because you a dreadlock don't mean I got to have dreadlocks, or don't mean that you got to have a bald head, but I want to respect you for being you. If you like eating rutabagas and whatever, then you can be you. You got the right to be you.
Yeah, but the situation is different than somebody with an afro and somebody without.
I'll just threw that out there.
And
I was trying to be funny and I missed the mark.
this country was built off fear.
Yeah.
Indeed, but okay, so where do we go from it? Do we wallow in the fear? Or do we rise above
You
it?
saying that we should come together, or it can be a time, where's the love? There was never time for love.
I'm saying we need love. I'm saying.
Fear.
Huh?
Fear,
We need
pain,
fear?
blood, sweat, tears.
Genocide.
That's America. You could.
What I'm saying is that, look, yes, that is true. But that shit is, you can't make chicken salad out of chicken shit, right? I'm saying that blood fear is not a fertile ground for anything other than blood, fear, and hatred. That we need love in order to have love grow, to have beauty, to have good things in this world. We need to unite instead of focusing on the shit that separates us.
All right, then.
Am I wrong?
Get over here and give me a hug
All
and a
right,
kiss
look.
then.
We
Get
gonna-
over here.
look, I can't wait to this next show, man, because, man, I got my two guests, my man Special T and Ed Lyles over here ganging up on me. I'm King Bear Sadat. I'm trying to hold it down for love.
Hey, let's go have some ice
Where
cream.
is the love?
Yo,
Where is the love? Anyway, yo. We'll be back next week.
I'm just saying, as much as we want to smile and say, yo, come together, peace on earth.
Shit.